Alrighty traders, hello everyone, this is John Howell here. We're going to be looking at the markets today. We'll see what's actually on from a technical level basis, guys, short-term technical level basis. What are the most important key areas we should be focusing on when looking at the metals, when looking at the mining sector, looking at gold and silver and stuff like that. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, before I do get started, make sure if you haven't done so yet, make sure you get access to that free trading course link in the description there. Now let's actually get straight into the market update. Now looking at, let's actually start off with the good old stock market itself. We're looking at the actual the S&P 500 and this pullback here, this market, this drop here, and as you guys know, right, like I was calling for a drop, but it actually happened a lot later than I originally thought was going to happen. But we are getting that pullback. And this is a really big thing about what's actually going on with these markets, right? I started warning people of a pullback back here. And if you've been following me for a while, back here, I'm like, oh, guys, we're probably going to get some form of a pullback, some form of a drop in the market. I'd be very, very cautious trying to go long here, right? So if you did try to go long here, then guess what's happening right now? What, we're getting the pullback through here. So, we are in this overall phase now of going through a pullback, but I believe it's just going to be just that, right? Just a pullback in the markets. I've never been one I've never been one to say that the market's probably going to go down, or down a lot, right? We're probably just going to be in this whole. We've had this overall leg to the upside. And then we set from this point through here, this point here, okay? And now look what's happening. We're just getting this overall move to the downside. So we may even get a little bit more of a pullback through here. And I'm saying a pullback, guys, because a pullback, one thing that a lot of people think is that, some people that don't understand about these markets is that, is it a pullback or is it a complete change in trend? And so this thing is just getting a bit of a pullback through here right now, what I call like a bit of a mock charge before we see a move to the upside. So we can see what's going on through there, guys. We're getting this overall pullback through here now. From a short-term TA level basis, guys, we do actually have, there's actually this one trend line coming through here. We do also have another line, there you go. Another line coming through there. So maybe that's the level through there that's going to hold through there. And so we can see what we're getting through there. So I don't believe this is, we actually may get a little bit of a bounce here on a short-term TA basis, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see a bit more of a correction out of the actual market itself before we see it move up. But if we actually look at that, what is that from that high point there? So this whole move on the downside is about 3%. Yeah, so we may get a little bit more downside, maybe a 5, maybe even a 10% correction out of this level through here. If we do break this level through here, then we could quite possibly see a move down towards this level through here as well too. But again, guys, this is this whole movement on the downside. It's very risky trying to go short right now because the move is so strong on the upside. But what we want to do is we want to try to look for moves, move on a continuation back to the upside. So for me personally, I wouldn't be trying to go short here because you just don't know. I don't know how long this overall drop or this overall pullback is going to last. If we go to the weekly charts, we can see that this is a very, 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 very steep line on the weekly charts, and we are sort of just holding through here. We do actually have a lot of strong levels of resistance and support. You can see back here, right? You can see all back through there, right? This whole resistance support level, resistance through here, and resistance through here as well too. So we're getting a lot of support and resistance levels going on through there. Resistance here, resistance, and then also resistance here as well too. So we're getting that level through there. And so therefore we're rejecting off, we're getting a bit of a pullback. So I wouldn't be too surprised to actually see on the overall big picture here, guys, we do actually have, that's that 4,500 level. I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, to see this maybe have a bit of a pullback down towards this level here, then a bounce. or maybe we're just going to go sideways for a bit. So we're either going to do this. We might have a bit of a pullback through here, or we may just go sideways for a bit where it goes down, right? Then we go up a little bit, then we go down a little bit, up a little bit. You know, we may actually do something like that, and then get the breakout. What's happening in the markets from there? So that's what's happening on the S&P 500. Let's go look at the Nasdaq itself as well. So the Nasdaq, once again, guys, this pullback here, once again, what we're getting right now was expected, is expected, and that's what's happening as we speak right now. And so, and as you can see, so far up, we actually had. The Nasdaq obviously went a lot higher than I originally thought, but then now we can see this market actually now having a pullback through here. So I don't believe it's going to be too strong on the Nasdaq. If we have a look at this overall level of support level through here, yeah. So looking at this Nasdaq through here, guys, I wouldn't be too surprised. We did get this one up sideways and this last little push up, and this is a pattern you want to be very, very careful of when trying to trade. Breakouts, right? So if you ever get a move where the market has a very long move up and then we go sideways for a bit and then we try to go for another move again, we may go up, but it's probably going to fail. As you can see, look at this here, up, went sideways for a little bit, and then we went up again, and now we're actually failing again. So whenever you get this very long move, either up or down, and then a little sideways movement and then a breakaway, it's very, very, very risky to actually trade that because we've had so much of an up move through here. This is where false breakouts do happen from that level, from that there. So looking at the Nasdaq through here, guys, we can see the Nasdaq's obviously having a nice little pullback through here. Again, guys, the overall major trend is to the upside. So trying to go short this market right now, guys, is very, very risky. This is the stock market here, very risky, because you just don't know how long this pullback is. This pullback here we're getting right now is going to last. So, but I do believe we need a lot more time to maybe rest and recoup, right? Because if you think about these as energy phases, because we had such a big energy move, little rest and another move, we may do that. We may even come down through here, right? But we may even just do something like this for a bit on the Nasdaq as well too, or maybe even get a bit more of a pullback for the next couple months. I am expecting to see new highs by the end of the year. Looking at that, where's the Nasdaq there? Yeah, so new highs, but especially on the S&P 500, I am expecting to see new highs, more pullback to come, but then new highs to come as well too. So I'm expecting to see that from that level through there. And right now, guys, some people say that's nuts to think about that we're going to make a new high in the markets. But right now, guys, the trend on a technical, remember, this is technical level. This is technical analysis, right? Technical analysis is what? We're reading what the market's telling us right now, and then maybe a week later, the market starts telling us something different, all right? So then we read that technical analysis. Technical analysis is about what's happening right now, and what does it mean right now, and then come back tomorrow and so on and so forth. Makes sense? So we can see what's going on there through the Nasdaq as well too. So that's actually that's the S&P. This is the Nasdaq. Sort of the same thing again, just a nice little pullback from there. Now, the one market that I'm really excited about, which is the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones hasn't actually had a very big move to the upside. And look what the Dow Jones is starting to do, right? We had this little point through there. Let's actually take that off the screen. This all-time high is up here. Right, all-time high is up there. Look what's actually happening here on the Dow Jones. This is really, really, really exciting, by the way, guys. Really exciting. We had a move up, then we had this overall pullback. We had a move up. Look what's happening right now. Look at this here. Notice how we're just going sideways through there, right? There's nothing. We're not going strong down. This is really, really, really exciting for some opportunities to benefit from, right? So we're going through here. This tells me that if we have a look at, let me bring on my 52 moving average, and look at this level through here, right? And this is what I use for my moving average as well too. If I let's take all the trend lines off the screen here. Look what's happening through here. So you can see the overall moving average here was what we call pretty much flat, right? It was flat through here. Now look what's happening through here, right? We're just starting to trend. Now, when the market just starts to trend and it's been doing nothing for a long time, and then we start a trend, there's a high probability we're going to do something like that and then start to see something like that, right? Now, obviously, you don't go trade based on that because you don't know whether it's going to have a big move up or not. And that's the reason why, guys, for me personally, when I'm trading the markets, I'm using this type of pattern, right? The L-shaped pattern, so on and so forth. But I have a complete checklist and telling me, is the pullback enough? Is the L-shaped pattern exactly the L-shape I'm looking for? What type of I'm looking for the correct right entry bar as well too. So I'm looking for all these really important points I have a complete checklist of what I'm actually looking for in the actual market itself, right? So when you're trading, guys, if you're just trading based off a whim or based off a YouTube video, well, then you're going to get destroyed every single time, right? You need to have a checklist. You need to have some sort of foundations of you actually getting the markets. If you're trying to be lucky in the markets, it's not about being lucky, guys. It's not about getting it right? Like, I have no idea what's going to happen, right? Like, look, in the past couple months, I got it wrong. I actually thought we'd actually see a drop in the markets a lot sooner than we actually did. We actually went from a move to the upside for about a month, and then we got the pullback, right? So no one knows exactly what's going to happen. So when you're trading the markets, if you're just trading based off a guess or a win or hope, you're never going to get ahead in the markets, right? So if you do need some help, guys, and you'd like to get some coaching from me, and join my actual 12-month coaching program, then that second link in the description there, guys, click on that, go fill out the application form, and I'll speak to you soon. For me personally, guys, my personal trading, I have my last 2 weeks, I've had about 10 trades, all 100% success in the markets. And that's just coming off the base, that's coming off the basis of just using my system to trade the markets, right? And that's what you should be doing. You should be using some sort of system to trade the markets. If you're just trying to be lucky or trying to, I should use this YouTube video and so on and so forth, you know yourself, right? It's never a good idea. So, and you have 2 points there, guys. You have 2 points that I want to make there before I get onto silver and gold here. 2 points I want to make there. If you're not doing well in the markets, it's your own fault. Right, it's your own fault. It's not anyone else's fault, because as soon as you start to point the finger at someone else of why you're not doing well, you take all the responsibility off yourself. How are you going to grow with that, right? You're the one that clicked the button. You're the one that got in. No one else, right? So if you actually do want to get better at this, it's called take your ego out of it. Have a bit of a humble pie. It's like, you know what? If I actually really want to get good at this, I need to start to learn what I'm doing wrong so I can get good at it. But if you don't learn the mistakes, you keep pointing the finger at everyone else, then you are never going to get ahead in the markets. So that's what I'm looking at there from the Dow Jones perspective. From there, let's go look at gold. And gold right now, guys, is developing a bit of a weird pattern through here. Let's actually take off the moving average. Moving average is actually trending down strongly through there. So that's actually not a good sign from a short-term technical level basis. There's actually a major level of support. So we're going to see, does it actually break this level here of support or not, around that sort of 1,913 level there. That's the big key area for me that I'm focusing on right now. We are developing a lower high, but we haven't actually broke it yet. Developing a lower high here. So we're going to be really interesting, because we're in like a bit of a range bound right now, right? You can see the channel from the high point from that sort of 2000 down to this level, up to this level, down to this level. So we're getting those levels. We're getting that in the markets from there, from that perspective through there. So that's actually the gold market through there, guys. Again, looking at the weekly charts here, guys. Once again, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens through here, because we still are in this overall move on the downside, and this could just be overall some form of just a pullback, maybe like up and then down and then up and then maybe just overall down before we see another up move from here. So really interesting to see what's actually happening there with the gold market through this. So we've got to watch this sort of day by day by day. Moving on now through to the silver market, and the silver market is really range bound. We're sort of squeezing up. We're starting to squeeze up in this overall sort of pattern through here right now. We're sort of squeezing up through this level through here. And then now what we're getting is this sort of drop down. So there's no one, if I go to this weekly charts now, yeah, there's no one really in control of this of silver right now. And we're starting to get this very sort of volatile movement from here. So down, and then we come back up, and then we come back down. Very volatile, very unpredictable. There's no real true pattern that's actually developing and forming through there for when it comes to the silver market. So very volatile. No real clear pattern that's happening on there. Let's go look at the actual mining sector itself. So the GDX and the GDX here, guys, as you can see, we can see we have a low, we have a higher low, and then now we actually look at this here. As soon as we actually made this higher low and then we broke it, now we're making a lower high at that resistance level. And then now we actually see this market actually starting to come down through here. So this whole resistance level through here starting to come down. We have that whole level of support through there, but we're starting to get a lot of weakness through here. A lot of weakness through here on the mining sector. We have this resistance level all through here. And then the market's actually rolled over, and now we're actually at this level of support around the $29 level as well too. So that $29 level is indeed a level of support around the GDX from there. So one market, guys, I just want to finish off with today. One market today, guys, is the good old Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually setting up quite nicely, guys. We could actually be getting ready for a really strong move to the upside out of Bitcoin. Out of all the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin's looking the best for potentially a really big, strong up move coming out of Bitcoin. So not much is going on right now with Bitcoin. Very quiet. But this very quiet period, I believe, is likely to start to see start to see a very strong move coming out of it. We're likely to see, I believe, we're likely to see a very strong move up. But I'm going to let the market tell me that. Depending on where this breaks, if we do start to see a break above, say, 32,000, right? A break above 32,000. Then that tells us we're probably likely to see a move back to the upside. So hope this helped you out today, guys. Once again, guys, if you do need my help, then I've opened up some application spots to my 12-month coaching program. If you really want to get this right, okay, if you really want to actually finally get your trading right, and not just trading based off a guess or a hope or a YouTube video, and not be professional, but truly be professional, and you want some really close support where I'm going to be coaching you pretty much every single day, and really helping you guide and show you how to truly get ahead in the markets. When it comes down to your trading techniques, when it comes down to the trading system, your mindset and your emotions as well too, and how that affects you over trading, so on and so forth. You know, there's a lot of areas that actually goes into you becoming a good trader, and that's why I'm doing a 1-year coaching program. That second link in the description there, guys, click on that, or there should be a button there. There should be a button around here. Click on that, guys. Go fill out the application form, and I'll see you in the next video.